Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. We're working on revision this month, and I want to talk about, we're gonna do a playing with words sequence here a little bit. The first thing I want to do is talk about adjectives and adverbs, which we know we should avoid, right, for the most part. Most of us know that we should avoid adjectives and adverbs for the most part. I'm going to talk about why we need to avoid adjectives and adverbs. English is the largest language in the world. It's something like 700,000 words. It's a huge language just because we accept all these words. But what nobody ever tells you is a lot of these words aren't really meant to be written. They're meant to be spoken. And that's the flexibility of English, but it's also kind of the danger, because if we start using the words that are meant to be spoken, now why are these meant to be spoken and not written? Because they, so much of them rely on vocal intonation and shared relationship. So if I say something is beautiful, you know how I say beautiful. There's no really precise meaning for the word beautiful. It has to do with how we relate to each other. So what one person might call beautiful, another person might not call beautiful, and it's a perfectly legitimate move in English to say the word beautiful when you mean the exact opposite of the word beautiful, right? That's irony. And so now we know that when you're doing irony, you are using vocal intonation. There's no way you can understand it without vocal intonation unless you're making it very, very clear through non-adjectives. There are so many things we don't have words for when we when we say beautiful with vocal intonation, that means something completely different. So that's beautiful, or if I say that's beautiful, right? It's completely different meaning, and one has a spiritual sense. One has sort of it's kind of the way I say it to my students, right? It's like, what you're doing here is beautiful, right? It's an encouragement. And there's no way that can come really through the poetry. So that's the danger of adjectives and adverbs, especially the ly words. If I say he ran quickly, it's different now when I say somebody ran quickly than it was when I was I was a competitive runner. When I was a competitive runner, I said he ran quickly. That was different. It's also different when I'm talking about the sprint as opposed to an ultramarathon, right? Where it's an ultramarathon, 5 miles an hour is pretty damn quick. But if you're doing 5 miles an hour in a sprint, you better be in a geriatric league. Okay, so that's the danger of adjectives and adverbs. The words that really have precise meanings that don't change are verbs and concrete nouns, as opposed to abstract nouns. Abstract nouns are words like war. Anything you can't touch or feel. You can't touch war. You can touch a bullet. You can't touch war, right? It doesn't exist anymore. It's just conceptual. But a word like bullet is concrete, right? It means something. A verb it means something unless you're going to waste it with an is. I shouldn't say waste it. Is a valuable thing. It should be used in your poetry. But why is it so important? Because right now, am I jumping is the question, right? No, the camera is shaking, and that's a completely different thing. And so there's a precision to the word choice when you're using a verb. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to find that poem that's just kind of bleak, just kind of empty, just kind of ordinary, and you know it is, and you're going to take a look and see what adjectives and adverbs exist in there. You're going to take them out. It's like when my students are writing dialogue in fiction and they say things quietly, so that doesn't convey an idea, right? However, or he walked along happily, right? That doesn't convey an idea. However, if he walks along swinging a yo-yo, well, I've got an idea of who that guy is. And if that is a 45-year-old man in a business suit swinging a yo-yo, I've got an even better idea of who that is, because of the precision of the language. 45-year-old man, concrete noun. Swinging, verb. Yo-yo, noun, right? Concrete noun. And that helps me to understand, gets me to an emotional level, which happily does not do at all, right? Okay, so, or if I say, I have a homicidal murderer, and he's smiling, walking down the road, petting the skull that he just removed. That, right? We've got then the word happily really, this character's frame of reference, he is happy. That doesn't really convey what's going on with the character and how we should understand him. So, okay, so that's what you're going to do when you're done. Put it down below, and I will see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Done.